I've got K2, K3 here. I've been getting quite a lot of questions since I've been posting that I've got the K3 obviously about sizes, how it compares to the 5500, comfort differences, things like that. So I'll just have a quick video, review, overview, whatever you want to call it, about these two packs and basically my thoughts so far on the K3. I ran the K2 for about 2 years, which most people that watch my channel would already know. I've loved this pack and I've actually sold it to my brother, so he's going to use it now. But basically, as you can see, straight off the bat, it's a bit hard to tell at the second. I'll undo these. The K3, I've got the short frame, which is an adjustable frame from 24 to 25.5 inches. And as you can see there, we're 1.5 inches lower than this pack, the K2. So the K2 is set at 25, and that's just the standard height they had. That was one size fits all. Obviously you had your adjustments on the back here to fit your torso length, but in terms of people with a really long torso length, really tall people, things like that, you only had 25 inches of frame height. So some people couldn't get a good angle on their load lifter. So that's why Exo have changed that, and it's actually adjustable. So right now I've got it set at 24, and that's just because there is not much weight in this pack right now. I'd be guessing maybe 8 kilo, something like that. That's with 1.5 litres of water, and there's not much weight in it. And for stalking in thicker scrub, having a shorter frame, something that's lowered down so it's not sitting high up on your back when you're trying to duck underneath scrub and bush, that as every Samba hunter would know, you don't want a really high pack. I never had too many issues with the K2 being 25, but I did like having that option on the K3. So basically I got the same everything, same accessories. I've got the hip pocket pouches, the K3s, as you can see, slightly bigger. People with K2 packs will be able to upgrade to the K3 hip pouches if you want. It's all interchangeable, as is the load panel, weapon carrier. I believe basically all the accessories are interchangeable between the two. The packs also interchangeable between the two, I believe. But anyway, I will open up. This is a 6400, by the way, so you'll see that's with collar extended. As you can see, there's a lot of pack. If I stretch out this is a little bit, this is my fault. I've got blood all over these straps. So, and because I don't clean anything, they're a little bit stiff. So it's no fault of the pack. But as you can see, I can fit a whole heap of stuff in there. Like when you stretch this thing out, this thing becomes absolutely huge. Got all that height, the lid, floating lid, so same thing, I've got blood on this strap. But I'll quickly show you this, because anyone wanting to drop a heap of money on this might be interested in seeing it. So in theory, your pack can come up to this high, the lid obviously up to there, and yeah, all stretched. I don't know what the litre value is. I think it's around 110 litres equivalent, something like that. I could be mistaken, but it is a big pack. I would be confident in getting 2 weeks. If I was backpacking, had packed conservatively, I would get 2 weeks out of this without too many hassles. It's like, you know, especially 10 days would be pretty damn easy. I did 8 days out of the 5500, and I wouldn't have wanted a smaller pack, but I still had a little bit of room. Could have gone longer if I wanted to. And then all I've been doing, so with its roll top, I've been tucking it basically inside out. And that way I can still easily access all my stuff. I'm not actually rolling it at all. just turning it inside out. And then when I open my lid, it's all just there. K2 for comparison. This is pretty much empty. My brother has basically nothing in this. But you'll see they're very similar in size. I can't really notice any difference. And as far as I'm aware, the sizing on the K3s are more true to size. The K2s were the 5500s were bigger than 5500s. So, you get an idea. Same thing. Can outstretch. Absolutely huge. Let's see if I can get a comparison here. It's going to be a little bit tricky to do. I should be doing this on the ground. There's probably many better ways of doing this. But as you can see, stand over here. They're basically exactly the same. So if you're on the fence, you want to save a little bit of money, you cannot go wrong with the K2. Like the 5500 is virtually the exact same as the 6400. The differences are basically, when I'm looking at it, you still got the front stretchy pocket, you've got massive side pockets for spotting scopes, tripod, trekking poles, whatever you want. I actually typically put my tent in there when I'm backpacking. All the buckles, basically the exact same layout. So if you're on the fence and want to save a bit of money, there is nothing wrong with the 5500 K2. But here are some noticeable changes. This is going to be a bit of a rambling video, so I'm sorry to anyone that was hoping for something flash and fancy. That's not going to happen. This is where things change, or have changed quite a lot. The hip belt, you can see straight away. I don't know whether you can actually see there. The K3 is a lot thicker. I always found the K2 5500 very comfortable. I've worn, like I said, I've worn this pack for 2 years. Used it as a day pack. I never went home without this pack. If I was hunting, this pack was on my back. I never had any comfort issues. But since owning the K3, it is way comfier. Wasn't an issue when I owned the K2 because I knew no better. But moving to the K3, they've definitely made improvements on comfort. The belt is thicker. Seems to fit your waist better, like hug you tighter. You've got 2-inch webbing straps opposed to, I believe these are 1.5 on the K2. So, as you can see there, adjustable lumbar pad on the K3. Got it so you don't need to remove the load lifters. On the K2 you had to take out the load lifter straps to disconnect the pack from the frame. With this, it's literally that simple. So this comes up, this comes out, and now I need to work out, obviously, these, this here. Okay, alright. I don't know whether you can really see that. This is how you adjust frame height. So these here sitting like that, sitting in here. Flip these around, and that gives me an extra 1.5 inches of frame height. Put them back in those slots. This here comes down by Velcro, and that is it. Reconnect. So if you want to pack out, straight away you can get a better angle on your load lifters. Going to get that weight more off your back, more off your shoulders, and just be comfortable in general. So same thing if you're walking in with a heavy load, that's a very handy feature. Probably not something I'll use often, but having the ability to do it, especially if you shoot something in the morning and you've got all day to pack it out, why not make, you know, that took me, what, a minute, 2 minutes. Why not make the pack a little bit more comfortable, the pack out a little bit easier, flip them around. It's very, very simple, but very good idea. Now, trying to think as I go here. Crib load panel, K3 one, it's got holes and stuff in it. Not sure if I prefer it more than the K2. This one has the K2 one, which is just a solid load panel. I probably almost prefer the K2 just because I feel like this here's got more chance of getting stuff tangled in it. Time will tell. But I haven't actually used the crib load panel on this. I packed out a fallow deer last weekend and I just ran it in between the pack and frame. The crib load panel hadn't arrived just by then, so that was why that was. Flip this back to being 24 inches. So this is pretty cool. Right now I'm going back to 24 inches, but it goes to 25 and a half. Remember, the K2 just stays at 25. There's no adjustment. So I think that is a very good feature that they've included. Now, one thing I will mention, when doing that, technically you're meant to adjust your, basically your torso length. And to do that, you up, and you've got these notches, and they've got this little metal clip here, which you take in and out. This is one thing I don't like about the K3. These little metal clips, I'm going to try and get one out. They're not very easy. Okay, that's what they are there. The K2s, I'll show you. Got stuff in this everywhere. The K2s are these plastic clips. I personally prefer the plastic ones. I feel like they're easier to remove, easier to lock up. I could probably nearly buy some and make them work. I'm just actually going to try this out. Maybe not. Don't seem to be, yeah, it seems to be a bit tight tolerances. So, it's nothing major. Small change. I personally prefer the K2 plastic clips. I think they're easy to get on and off. And I never ever had an issue with them. And the K3 ones just seem to be a little bit difficult to use. Difficult to adjust on the fly. Also, I feel like they would actually break easier. Now, just back in. Maybe with some use, it'll become better, but for me, probably prefer the K2's plastic clips. Now, shoulder straps, you'll probably be able to see from there. The K3's slightly more padded. Still got the same meshy material. There was quite a few people I saw on the forums and the Exo page wondering why Exo kept it like that. And apparently they tried a heap of different materials, more like the belt, where it was solid, and in their testing they kept coming back to this one. So I've got to take their word for that. I can't comment on it. The K3 shoulder straps are definitely more comfortable than the K2s, but as I said, owning the K2, I never had an issue with comfort. So it's one of those things, if you don't know there's something better out there, you think you've got something great. And it is a great pack. The K2 is a great pack. I wouldn't have sold it to my brother if I didn't think it was a great pack. And he's got that heavy Ruger Precision 3-8 lap to carry around, and he's just been carrying it on the back of this, or on the front, sorry, strapping it to the front of the K2 and having zero issues. It's an 8.2 kilo setup, so it's pretty bloody heavy, and you know, chuck it on this, and it's fine. Other than that, there's not a whole lot to say. They're not a cheap pack. There's absolutely no doubting that. A lot of people don't want to spend that much money on a backpack, but Exo are gaining a lot of popularity with Australian hunters for what I consider to be a good reason. Just before I do this, I'm going to grab this here. If you don't have one of these guys, grab one. Look at that. Chuck in the crib load panel. That there's my skull capping saw. I've actually used that saw. I don't even know it's there when the pack's on. I used that saw not that long ago. We had a traveller land itself underneath my car when we were driving out of the property, and we could not get it out. And we used that saw to cut it off. Didn't have a chainsaw, so just used that. And it worked very, very well. Alright, so now just connect this pack back up. And as you'll see, I've got my day pack's worth of hunting gear in this. And you'll see how small this thing compresses to. It goes absolutely tiny. So I've got 1.5 litres of water, first aid kit, general stuff. That's another thing I'll mention. You can run with or without a lid. So when you're watching this while you're listening to me talk, you're probably thinking, well, that's looking very complicated and fiddly, but I haven't had very long to play with this pack. I've only hunted with it a couple of times, and you know, it's not very difficult. It's like anything, the more time you spend with something, the better, more efficient you'll get with it. This up and I'll just show you how small it is. Like, it literally looks like your day pack. So that's it there. Very, very small, compact. Well, let's see. That's pretty much it. So I hope that has helped somebody out. Whether it has or not, it's just been me rambling on for 10 minutes or whatever length of time it's been. I probably will do another pack dump video in the future. Not much has changed in previous videos, but people, for whatever reason, love pack dump videos. So I might even do one for my brother, one for myself. Probably gonna vary slightly on a few things. And that's about it. So like I said, hope that's helped someone out. If you've got any questions on the K2 or K3, feel free to hit me up, ask your questions, Instagram, Messenger, email, YouTube, whatever you want. Cheers.